Okay, we're working on the exterior elevations, and I want to show you how to add these families down here under the families and resources. Go ahead and click on that. There should be 4 families that you can download. Download all 4 of them. They'll show up like this over here if you just click on that downloads button after you've downloaded them, and then show in folder, and you can open each one of them. Might have to do some upgrading of the model. Okay, we'll start with the corner trim. The corner trim is a family that we'll just place on all the corners to cover up siding if you have siding. If you don't have siding, then you don't need this. If you got brick or stone, you don't need this. But at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and load this into the project and close. And then if you're in a plan view, I'll type in CM for component. Never mind. That is probably actually a column. An architectural column. That's where you'll find that, under architecture column, architectural column. And if you'll use the space bar, you can flip this thing around. I'm going to turn on my thin lines so that I can see this really well. And you just want to place it on your corners like that. Okay, and I'll go around to various locations, placing my corner trim. You wouldn't do it on an inside corner, just an outside corner. See, this is an outside corner, and over here, that's an inside. And I mean, I guess you could actually, you could put it there, but I don't usually do that because in elevation it doesn't look quite as good. Put one here. I've already got some, it looks like, over there. Those are fancy ones, they're a little different. Okay, let's see what the effect is in 3D. Probably want to have your views side by side for this because we're going to continue placing them, and you'll want to see what the effect is as you're placing. Okay, notice this is where I started. Corner trim, it's a little bit short, so I'm going to change that to be base level foundation, and that'll just drop it down to the foundation. And you could select several of these at once and do them all together, but they have both a top control and a lower control. And it looks like my top is working right there. I mean, I could go to top of wall if I needed to. Yeah, that's actually even better. Some of them need to span 2 stories, so like this one here, I could either place 2 of them, or I might just go in there and say, why don't you go all the way up to the roof? And yeah, that's how it should work. See over here, same thing. Send that one up to the roof. Okay, so that's how you do the corner trim. And you'll want to make sure that this is actually appearing in all of your elevations. I'm going to finish this one and then I'll be done with it. Foundation, this one needs to go to foundation. Okay, place those all the way around and then go ahead and look at this in an elevation view and just make sure that they're showing up. If they don't show up, you might consider changing the level of detail. Oh, mine still show up. Whoops, that was the wrong one, wasn't it? Yeah, they still show up. Okay, and then the next thing is we want to try out some of this trim. So let's go back to my file browser. Let's start with the traditional window trim. Go ahead and open this. And then just like we did last time, I'm going to load this into my project and close. If you get a view that's like this and you want to see what it looks like in 3D, go ahead and just click on your 3D view, but that's the window trim that we're going to use. I'm going to load this into the project and close. And this happens to be another family that maybe you would need, maybe you won't. I'm going to go ahead and place this one in the elevation view. And a window like this needs some trim. You can see that up top here I've already got some. And some windows come that way. Some windows come with less, just like here. Let's turn off the shadows for a minute. Okay, and I'm going to do CM for component, and there it is. It comes in with your cursor attached to the inside of the bottom left corner, and so that should just allow us to align it directly to a window. And I'm lucky in that mine, you know, I modeled this family so it fits my window, but yours might not. You just want to align that bottom left corner, and then you can go edit type, and you can change the size to match your window. If my window was 5 feet wide, then I would plug in a 5. Whoops. Did I read that wrong, or is that programmed incorrectly? Oh, I read it wrong. Okay, Let's say it's 5 feet wide, and you can see that if I actually had a 5-foot window, that now it would match. Okay, the only other controls this has, besides being able to change its size, maybe you want bigger trim. Maybe you want to see it as 4-inch trim. Let's set that back to 4 feet. And now it's just a little bit wider. Okay, and then the next one is also a window trim. I'm going to go ahead and open this. And we'll do the same thing. We'll just load that into the project and close. Okay, and this one, I need to go back to the elevation, but this one is similar, except that it's just plain. Let's place it right there. And it's plain in that it just doesn't have some of the profiles that this one does. It's just the same size of trim all the way around. Okay, and then the same thing here, I would need to change up the size. If I have multiple windows, I may need to duplicate first. And right now the name is just window trim, but I could name it something like 4-foot window or 4x4-foot window or whatever you want. Okay, there's it. Now let's make it 4 feet wide, and I'll just show you a really wide trim. Let's go 5 inches. That's what that one could look like. Let's check it out in 3D. Okay, these families are meant to attach themselves directly to the outside face of your wall. So you might want to go into 3D and just make sure it's working. You can, of course, do this in a 3D view if you really wanted to. I guess I don't have any trim up here, so let's try it out. CM for component. I'll go in and try to snap it right to that corner, and then this one, of course, is too big. Let's duplicate, and we'll call this our 2-foot window. And I don't know if it's actually 2 feet by 2 feet, but yeah, it's really small. Okay, I would need to rename this. And you get the point. I should click on the window first. Yeah, it's 1'4" by 1'4". 1'4", 1'4". There. And then I could also, instead of placing it again, I could just copy it and move it over. That's actually going to be kind of tricky. That wasn't too bad. And you want to go around and just, if you like that appearance, make sure all of your windows get trim. Okay, and then doors need trim too. So our last one would be the garage door trim. And I'm just going to load this into the project and close. CM for component. You can see I'm in 3D this time. And really this trim could go down past the concrete. I mean, you could do it right there, but oftentimes trim will stop where the concrete starts. And then I would just need to make adjustments like I've been doing. The height of this one, even though it's an 8-foot door, it should just be 7 feet because we've got that 1 foot of concrete. And just like before, you have control. Do you want it to be wider? You can do that here too. Okay, so those are the 4 families that need to be placed throughout your house to really make it look better, both in the model and, more importantly, those elevations really come to life. Let's turn the shadows back on when we add in that kind of detail.